thank you so much for the great insights that you've given. I had another question that I wanted to ask you. What are the challenges that you faced planting these apples? Or if someone is thinking about starting to do this planting, what are those challenges? What are those things you can warn someone about if they are planning to start apple farming?
Yeah, one of the things that you have to remember, the apples are very expensive. So you need to make sure that you fence. That will avoid so many people coming to interfere. You know, in our north, people think that any plant, they can just come and fetch it.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that you have fencing around. If you look around here, you see that we have fence. The other one will be birds eventually. Birds, when they start flowering, they start fruiting, birds will come for the fruits. You know, fruits are very nice.
Yes.
So you need also to protect your plant against the birds. I will show we have a bird net that you can put around the fruit so that when the plants come, I mean, when the birds come, they cannot be able to get that.
Wow.
The other one, you have to talk to every plant. That is what it requires. You come and see every plant. When you see there's something yellow like this, you see the plant is telling you there's something, I'm lacking something, or I have too much water.
Oh, wow.
When the apple leaves look yellow, it means there is too much water down. So you need to actually remove the water. When
so
you
even too much water
is actually apples are not very good with too much water. Then you see the leaves. If you see some spots, it means there is some problem on the plant. Then you need to ask, what should I do? And normally we have organic fungicides and insecticides that we apply to remove any of the pests, and that is in the garden. We also, you need to grow actually pili.
Okay.
Pili actually expels pests. Actually, when we go to the lower garden, you'll see the pili that we are planting.
So there are some in this garden.
Yes. Normally we try also to make sure that not everybody is coming in.
Yes.
I know we have not put here something
I'm not
we should have stepped
it.
on. This time we have not done it, but it's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. So we would like that when our guests come, they will be greeted by this side. This side here will have grapes hanging down.
Yeah.
So these are grapes, and you will see that these are we planted them the same time. We planted them in May last year. Now they have started just flowering, and you can see there are some few flowers like this.
Oh, that's flower.
Yeah, that's the flowers.
Okay.
So these are flowers. These are flowers.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. Because it helps me also in Kampala side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is an example. I think we had almost 13.
We are 14.
There were 14 fruits before. Some of them have now reached maturity, and we have already harvested them.
Yeah.
I can't even pick.
Yeah. I'm saying this looks like...
These ones are ready.
Yeah. Okay.
So because they are organic,
wow,
we will...
This is actually first time seeing an apple fruit, apple tree, apple garden right here in the northern part of Uganda.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people who have the mindset that things like apple does not grow here. It's actually amazing seeing this.
Yeah, so this is a very good example of an apple that has come from this particular garden. And you can even see the tree itself.
Yeah.
So we can crunch and taste.
Okay, it's produced organically.
It is produced organically. You don't even have to wash it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it is good enough.
Wow. Amazing.
See? How is it?
It's nice. More nicer than even the one we buy from the supermarket.
And it's quite juicy.
Yeah, it is.
Sweet and nice.
Yeah. Who could have thought something like this can grow in northern part of Uganda?
So as we move along, there are two more plants there.
Yeah.
That you could capture.
Yeah. I know we are going to move along, but if we can just stand here, because there's a lot of questions that people have when it comes to farming in northern Uganda. There's a lot of people who want to farm, but some of them have a lot of questions. Now, number one, things like apple is something that people think does not grow here. Where did you get the inspiration from, and why did you decide to start doing it right here?
Thank you. That is a very good question. I have been all along trying to do planting various types of plants. There was a time even I brought an apple and planted in the compound, but eventually dried because we didn't know how to manage it well. So what I did was then I went onto the internet with the help of a colleague who had seen actually these Wambugu apples. Who told me, George, there's this variety of apples. I understand it grows everywhere. Just go and watch these videos and see whether it can be able to make you have an idea whether you can do this. So when I watched several videos from Kate, from the Wambugu family, we knew that these apples can be able to grow anywhere in the world because they were even growing them in different countries, like in Botswana, like in Namibia, like in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, in the Latin America countries, in Trinidad, Tobago, in Jamaica, in Nigeria, and also in the US.
Wow.
So that is how I came to get the inspiration, and I said I will try this. And on top of that, I looked at what benefits would be there. One of them is the health benefits. Because they say an apple a day will take you away from the doctor.
True.
So I wanted to be like that, so that if I eat an apple, at least I will be able to go away from the doctor for some time. Then secondly, they always say, what is important for my pocket? So when I watch these movies, I watch these videos, we were told that in the first year, even at the 9th month, for many of the apple varieties that we had, it takes 2 years plus before you can see a fruit. But here is a fruit that was being introduced, which takes only 9 months to start actually fruiting. And here is the example. You can see these are now 13 months, and we have the fruits. And then with that, we also learned that in the first year, you get like 50 fruits per each of these plants. And it is
50 fruit that 50 is from
one plant, like this. Now we are hoping that by this year, we will have 50 fruits every season. If you do it very well, you can have up to 4 times in a year.
Wow, in a year.
So it's like 200 fruits per year. How much do they sell apples in the town here?
Usually it's 1,500, 2,000, depending on the size.
Okay, that is very good. Supposing even if you just use 500 shillings times 50 fruits times 3 times in a year.
Or even 4 times.
Or 4 times in a year.
But
so
let's say 3 times.
That is over 90,000 shillings per fruit.
Just from one plant
like this.
Wow.
Now, if you have 5 of them, you multiply that is 450,000. If there are 10 of them, you have 900,000. If it is 100, you have over 900, over 9 million from one plant. So this is something that is very encouraging. If anybody is interested in doing this, I really encourage people to plant apples because the investment is a little bit heavy, but the benefits from it is going to be so much for you. Not only at the individual level, but for your family, but for also the community and for your pocket. To send children to school, to buy all the necessary things that you need at home. So that was the inspiration that I had that encouraged me to actually do this. Now you can see from here, we have almost 1.7 acres of land here where we have planted the apples. And if you look through, you'll see that most of them are doing very well. Of course, not every child grows at the same rate as the another child.
Yeah, that's true.
But slowly, over the next year, over the next 2 years, we will get more plants.
Yeah.
We'll get more fruits. In the second year, you'll get 200 fruits
Wow.
per plant.
Per plant.
In the third year, you'll get 300. In the fourth and fifth, from the fourth and fifth year, you'll get 500 fruits per plant. You multiply that by your 1,000 shillings per plant, times 3 times or 4 times in a year. How much money will you get? So much. And yet the only thing that you need to do here is to ensure that you have enough water for the plants.
Yes.
And then you have manure. Most of us have animals that we keep at home.
Yeah.
So you can also get manure from your cows, from your goats, from your chicken, and go and come and apply them here. Then you make sure you have enough water. At least you need to water them 3 times in a week when there is no water.
Okay.
But like now I'm seeing the rain is coming, I'm very happy because then I will not have to apply any water.
Right.
Here. So those are the 2 main things that you need to do to ensure that you have manure and you have water, adequate water.
Yeah.
And manure you apply 3 or 4 times in a year.
Wow.
When you have the animals at home, it will not be a problem for you. So I'm encouraging each and everybody, even all the young people, start even with a few. You will be amazed by the number of things that you will get from this.
Yeah.
So this is a very worthwhile investment that I'm encouraging everybody in this country, everybody in Northern Uganda, everybody in Lira. Let us start this.
Yeah.
And if you're asking, where can we get the seedlings? We have the seedlings here. Actually, we have the nursery there.
Oh, wow. So you actually have the seedling, you have the nursery right here.
Yes.
Oh,
so
wow.
you can be able to come and get them from here.
Because most of the time, anytime I tell someone that apple actually grows in Northern Uganda, they don't believe. And people ask that, where can I buy the seedling from and all those? Now, if you're watching this, here is actually an answer for you. I know you're going to tell us more about that.
Yes.
But before we even talk about that, briefly take us through the process of growing apple. Because someone who thinks apple does not grow here, or someone who wants to venture into it, may want to know what is the best variety, how do I prepare my garden, what is the spacing, you had initially talk of tipping, all those things that someone needs to know to guide them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So for apples, we actually, when you see here, we have planted them. The sun rises from here.
Oh, from this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And falls on that side.
Yeah.
So when you are planting, you make your rows in such a way that the apple tree will be able to have enough sunshine right from the morning up to the evening.
Okay.
Because you need a lot of sunshine for these apples to come up very well.
Yeah.
And then in terms of planting, after going to Israel, we have been advised.
Yes.
Because originally we used to plant 3 meters by 2 meters.
Okay.
Now they told us that by when you do like that, actually you're wasting a lot of land.
Hey, okay.
So we were advised now to plant them instead of having between the plants
2 meters.
2 meters, you now have 1 meter.
Oh, okay.
So now what happens is that when the plant grows bigger,
Yes.
what will happen is that when the flowering happens,
yes,
this will come down.
Oh, and
Then
the other
this
one
also will come down.
Oh.
So they will support each other.
Okay.
Like for many of the apple varieties, you will see that they have been advising
Yes.
that actually you tie this. You put a stone down and you tie them.
You tie.
Yeah. But now with this, when the way this has been planted,
Yeah.
when they eventually produce the seeds,
Yeah.
the fruits, they will be brought down because of the weight.
Yes.
So this will be supporting the other one, and the other one will be supporting this.
Yeah.
So you then don't need to do this.
Right.
So that is why when you plant them like this, you have that advantage. And when that happens, you expose each of these branches to the sunshine.
Oh, yes.
And
yes.
each of the fruits would like to have the sunshine. And so you will find that when actually these purples are flowering, each of these notes that you're seeing here will be a flower, will be a fruit.
Wow.
And every one of them, there will be 5 fruits.
Oh.
That's why you see we are saying that it goes up to 200 to 100 fruits per plant, because each of this branch will have like over 10.
Yes.
10 times 5, that is already 50.
Right.
For this branch alone.
Wow. Wow. Just one branch.
Just that branch alone. When it goes to maturity.
Yeah.
So you can see, with very little input, with a few plants, you can get a lot of money out of it.
Yeah.
So that is why this venture is really a very good venture for every farmer. You will see that you will not have to plant like you plant millet every year. You'll have to show the plant, you show the millet, you have to weed, you have to harvest, and then next year you have to repeat the same thing. But this one, you're going to plant it once, and it will be there up to 80 years.
Wow.
For me,
up to 80 years.
Up to 80 years.
Wow.
I will even leave this when the Lord calls me.
Yeah.
I will leave this.
Wow.
So everybody, if you see this is a very good venture for you.
It is. It is.
Because it will be a long-lasting source of income.
Yeah.
But also a long-lasting food security for you.
Exactly.
So I am encouraging everybody who is able to do so. Start small, grow slowly, and you'll get bigger. Right. And you'll see how this will benefit you at the end of the day.
Wow, this is really amazing. I feel so inspired already just by looking at this, because something like this, if you were to put it down, takes over 80 years. It's much better than doing the seasonal crops that we always do. And the unfortunate bit of it, every time we spend our energy, the money, at the end of it, the price may drop.
Yeah.
Now, something like this, I'm getting 50 fruits from here. Even if I'm to sell at 500 shillings,
yes.
Still I'll get something for the family, and even,
You'll even have the family having fruit.
Yes.
And then they will be even more healthy.
Yes.
Yes, the family will have a benefit of the health from it.
Yeah.
But then also you'll get the benefit from selling them. It will help you to pay school fees, to buy salt, to buy kerosene, or paraffin. And all those will help in the home to buy something that you need at home. Right. So it is something that is really very worthwhile. Okay. At the same time, possibly to remind people that when you are planting this, when you bring the seedlings, you dig 2 feet down.
Oh, 2 feet down.
And 2 feet on the side.
Oh, okay.
So you have like a 2 cubic meter hole where you'll plant them.
Oh,
so when you do that, you dig the topsoil and put on one side.
Yes.
And the bottom soil you put on the other side.
On the other side, the
now
red one.
Yeah, when you bring the manure, then you mix it with the topsoil, then you put it back into the hole, and then bring your seedling, and then plant it. And you need only 1 bucket, 20 liters buckets of manure for every plant when you are planting.
Yes.
Now, over time, as you reach 2-3 years, it will have to increase in size in the amount that you apply, because the plant would have grown bigger.
Yeah.
And when you do that, then your plant will have all the food that it needs. We as human beings also, we grow very well when we have enough food. So are these apples. This, I told you, is just 13 months old, because the food has been there, a lot of food. You see now how tall it is.
Yeah, it's
taller than me.
It is. Now on the food bit of it, now I've planted my apple, and initially I planted with the manure.
Yes.
If I want to give it more food, how do I apply? Do I do like top dressing, or I can put it directly on it?
I needed a hoe.
Yeah.
I needed a hoe to demonstrate.
Yes. Yeah.
So what we'll do is, now this, unlike many of the plants, many of the trees, they have tap roots that goes very deep down.
Yeah, that's true.
Now for apples, actually the roots just spread.
Oh, okay.
Outside here.
Oh, okay.
So when you see a plant like this, at this point, it means the roots are reaching even at this level.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you do then, when you are going to put in more manure, you come around the plant. I wish there was anybody who could bring for me manure. You see, so
Oh, I
now,
see.
You see now the roots there.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
when you do this, you do a bucket
Yes.
around the tree.
Yes.
So you see the roots.
Yeah, I'm seeing. Yeah.
So you do it like that.
Yeah.
Because you wait when you have the manure. Then what you do
Yeah.
is you pour then the manure here, and then fill back
You cover
the topsoil.
Okay.
But then you make sure also you have what we call a basin.
Yes. A basin.
So, a basin around the plant. That means you have the soil around the plant is down, so that you create a basin like a basin of water.
Yes.
So that when it rains, instead of the water running away,
Yes.
it comes there. Because you remember I said the water is very key. Right. So when you put the water then around,
yeah.
I mean when you do that basin, as it rains, the water will accumulate around there. So your plant will then not need a lot of water from outside to feed this.
Yeah.
Yes. Because then the water will easily mix with the manure.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then you have your plant actually having enough food. Because this topsoil already run is also good enough.
True.
Yeah. Then when it comes towards the dry season, you need to do mulching.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's very
mulching.
Yes, I wanted to even ask that.
It's like this dry grass.
Yes.
Then you'll put them around the grass, I mean the roots.
Yes.
So as to avoid evaporation, too much evaporation.
Yeah.
Of the water.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow. That
so
one
that
you should only do during
also
dry season.
Dry season.
Now, someone may ask me before we get out from this part.
Yes.
I'm seeing again the road doesn't go deep like other crops. Are there some of the pests or some other things that may disturb the root? Or because when it's like this, it seems like it's not like very strong, the foundation, something like that. Are there anything like that that may disturb it, or they're not there?
You may have like termites. That is very common, especially the first time that you plant this.
Yeah.
And actually, we had a lot of problems with termites here.
Right.
So what we did was to drench with a medicine for termites.
Some insecticide.
So, yeah, insecticide. So you spray the whole tree up to where the root is.
Yes.
And also then spray around the plant. So that in case any termite tries to come, then they cannot be able to reach the root of the plant.
Right.
But then the root also doesn't just stop here. It goes a little bit further down. So it is still strong. Otherwise, the plant will not be as tall as this. Because it still goes down, but it doesn't go with the tap root. Yeah. Like many of the other plants will do. Yeah. Which means that it would have been looking for food very much down. But this one, it looks for fruit around the plant itself. Yes. So this is an example of how to do the mulching.
Perfect.
So you just put the mulch around that. That will help to reduce the evaporation of the water that has been taken into the soil by the plant. Yeah. So in that way, you'll have to apply less water. Yes. When you need it. Right. Even when the rain is falling, it will also retain more of this water in the soil for a longer time. Yeah. Yes.
When you look at some of the crops that we do that have the same character like this, these crops that takes many years, some of them, to grow them perfectly well, you need to just leave the whole garden for them. No need to mix with others. But I'm seeing we have beans right here. Yes. Maybe if you were to answer that, why have you planted beans right here?
Okay. Yeah. Beans actually have nitrogen.
Okay.
Which is needed by almost every plant.
True.
So when we plant beans, actually you're fixing nitrogen into the soil.
Oh.
So by fixing nitrogen into the soil, you're giving better food for the plant, and the better seedling, better fruits that come because they would have been able to take the nitrogen which the beans have supplied. Oh. And then we also encourage you to plant only beans that do not crawl.
Okay.
The beans that do crawl, I wanted to see whether there's an example of is there one which is flower here. So what happens?
There's one there
with the flower? Yeah. with flower.
Is that the one?
Okay.
Yeah.
So these beans, if they crawl around the plant,
yes,
then when you have actually now the flowers, it will keep on crawling around. So when you now try to remove, you'll actually be removing your fruit. You're removing your plant, which is what you don't want.
Yeah.
We will see some of the, I think this is an example of a flower that is coming out. Remember I was talking about a flower.
Oh, yes, yes.
So this is an apple flower. Now I said every knot here will have
a flower,
and therefore a fruit. So here you have a fruit that has come out. There is another flower here that will have 5 fruits.
Yes.
There's another one here which will have 5 fruits. There's another one here which will have 5 fruits. So you can see just only for this branch, when it is mature, you will have so many of those nodes with the flowers. So for the beans, if they crawl around here, when you now try to harvest the beans, you will be dropping this down. It means you are losing actually your flower, but also losing the fruit. Yeah, so that's why we encourage people to plant only beans that do not crawl, because then they will not have a
And I noticed the beans that you planted, they are not so near.
They are not so near.
Yeah, so I understand.
Every time you need to monitor and see if there's anyone which is trying to crawl, you remove it away so that they crawl to a different direction and not crawl on the plant. Yes.
Wow, this is so inspiring, and it's just beautiful being here and seeing all these things that you're doing right here.
Thank you.
I'm already inspired. Someone may ask that, now I want to do apple. You touched a bit about the seedling. I need us to talk about that. Where do I get the seedling from, and maybe how much is the seedling? Because I know you cannot just randomly get the seedling for apple anywhere. So let's talk about that.
Okay, for the Wambugu apple, the only place you can get it from is actually in Kenya.
Okay.
And so what is happening in order to try to reduce that distance, because when we bring them from Kenya, we're actually bringing a seedling that has no soil on it, that doesn't have even leaves. So then we start propagating it here to help it to grow to a stage where you can be able to transplant it. So we bring them from Kenya on behalf of the Wambugu family. And we sell at the same price that they sell in Kenya. And in Kenya they sell each seedling at $10. Now in Uganda we convert that to 37,000 Uganda shillings. So each seedling will cost you 37,000 shillings. We will also be able to show you the samples of the seedling that we have here, so that if anybody wants them, they can be able to come over and buy them from here. We have a seedling nursery here in Brownswood, Illinois, in Lira city, but also we have another nursery in Kampala, in Namamve. So people can be able to access them and take them from there.
So meaning if I send my order, maybe I'm in Gulo, I'm in Kitgum somewhere in Sorota, you can do the delivery.
We are at the moment trying to avoid delivery because the seedlings are very, how do I call it?
Like I had to transport
they are very delicate. So when you put it when we were bringing the pines from Kampala, we would just pack them in our car and bring them. But they will easily break at the point where it is grafted. So we prefer that you come and pick them yourself.
Because I can imagine breaking a $10. That's
37,000 shilling plant.
That's a lot.
That would be a lot of loss.
So it's better to come myself to Brownstone. Here I go to Kampala. I pay.
Then you can pay us through the mobile money. We can be able to give you the mobile number where you can post the money to. Or you can bring the cash.
Now I have 2 questions. Number one, I would want to know how many seedlings can go in 1 acre. Then secondly, let's say I have my 5 acres, for example, and I want the seedling that can plant 5 acres. Do you have any limitation right now? You can supply me all the seedling.
If you, okay, one, if you give us adequate time, you let us know, because also we will need to bring with them from Kenya.
Yes.
Because now, according to the law in Uganda, we cannot bring any seedling with soil. That is why they bring them with only the roots.
Okay.
And so we need to then propagate them from here.
Yes.
I mean, if you want, you can also, I mean, you can bring for you like that. And then you go and manage and start off yourself.
Yeah.
But we can also bring that, but still at the same amount of money.
Yes.
Yes, we will be able to cover the cost for bringing them into Uganda.
Yeah.
So if you want it, even 10,000 seedlings, it can be brought.
Yes.
Because we have adequate quantities in Nairobi,
Yes.
in Laikipia, where the seedlings come from.
Yeah.
And I would like to make it also very clear that in Uganda at the moment, I am not sure whether there is any other person who has been allowed to sell Wambugu apple seedlings in Uganda apart from us.
Okay.
So if somebody is telling you that they have it, it's a possible a separate arrangement. And you need to be very careful when you want to get the Wambugu apples, because you need to get it from the right source.
Exactly.
If you get it from the wrong source, please don't blame anybody, because we also track for every person that we have given them the seedlings, we know who they are and we know where they are being taken.
Yes.
So if somebody claims then that they received it from us, we don't have a record from you, then sorry, it will not be a right thing to say that you got it from us. Or alternatively, if you brought it from Laikipia, from Nairobi, or they brought it like recently was brought to Uganda, we also know who has brought it.
Yeah.
So it will be a real and true Wambugu apple, and not any other variety of apple.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, before you proceed to answer the other question, seedling or quality planting materials is very important to you as a farmer. So if you're thinking of growing apple, make sure you consider getting quality seedling from a recognized person, which in this case, if you're in Uganda, you can get it from here, right here in Lira, or from Kampala. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I want just to make sure that that is very clear. So that, because I've also seen in the WhatsApp group, some people are saying we have Wambugu apples, and it has taken us now 2 years. We have not got any seedling.
I see.
But they have not fruited. I would like to say that those are not Wambugu apples.
Because
seedling.
9 to 10 months.
9 to 10 months.
It should be
It should be able to be
flowering.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the 12 months, you should have fruits.
Right.
And you can see, as I said, this is 13 months. This one is again flowering.
Yes.
We already had some of the flowering taking place from the fruits that you have seen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Which was the other question?
The last question actually I would say is, how many seedling can go in 1 acre if you use a spacing of 3 by 1?
Yeah, for 3 by 1,
yeah,
you get up to 1,200 seedlings of apples in 1 acre.
Yeah.
So if you want 5 of them, then you multiply that by 5, that comes to 6,000 seedlings. And if you want to convert it to money, then you multiply by the amount of money per seedling. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. Now, as we come to the end or to the conclusion, what is your message to anyone who is watching us right now, who is thinking of venturing into farming, or they still have no idea? And I'm a very young person, always I emphasize on the young people. What would be your message to the young generation of Northern Uganda and Uganda in general? For the young generation, I would really encourage each and every one of you to get into this particular venture, because the benefits are enormous. Whatever will come into your pocket is so big. And this is a plant that will take you 80 years. So every year, 3 or 4 times you will be harvesting. So throughout the year, you are having fruits that you can be able to sell. That is a very good and an important venture that you can get into. It is very profitable. It is good in terms of your health, but it will also be very good in terms of addressing the issues of poverty and food security in Uganda, and especially in Northern Uganda. You can see this is happening, and this has happened. Yeah.
Let us not fear bringing this particular variety to grow in Northern Uganda, because we want to create a very big market, and then we can even start to export. I have seen for the people in Laikipia, they are now exporting every day. They pack 10 trailers
What?
of Wambugu apples
Every day?
every day. Wambugu
Wow.
apples and also hash avocado,
Okay.
and exporting them to Europe, to the Arab countries.
Yeah.
Some of them are now going even to the US.
Yeah.
So it is something that you should not fear getting into, because you'll get the market not only locally here. When we exhaust the market here, if we have already exhausted it, there's a lot of market outside there.
Outside,
So it is a very good venture that I really encourage everybody to get into.
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier on, I wish I knew this earlier. By this place would have been on the Wambugu apples.
Yeah.
And I would be very happy walking to the bank.
I know it's still not too late.
No, it's not late, yes.
Whatever you're doing here, I don't think if there are many people, there's anyone doing it in northern part of Uganda.
So I have seen some people even in Nebi planting them.
Yeah.
I have seen some people in Soroti. I've seen some people in Tororo.
Yeah.
Some people in Jinja, some people in Iganga also planting already.
Yeah.
And of course in Western Uganda we have been having the other varieties of apples.
Mm.
But this doesn't require what people normally tell us.
Yeah.
That requires a cold weather. This can grow everywhere. Even you can see now in Northern Uganda.
This is a testimony, a living testimony.
Yes. So
Yeah.
I'm encouraging everybody.
Yeah.
Young people, please join us. You will not regret this.
Right.
You will not regret at all.
Yeah.
You will be one of the people who will walk away smiling. Even when you come and the day God takes me before you, you will come and testify and say, this was a good venture that we went into.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You are welcome. If you would like to see more about what is happening here, please let us know ahead of time. Then we'll organize for you to be able to see what is happening. On top of growing apples, we are also having dragon fruits, which we have started growing. I have seen somebody in Kitgum also growing dragon fruits, but also elsewhere in Mukono and wherever, they are also growing dragon fruits.
Yeah.
And dragon fruits, you can get 300 fruits per plant.
What?
And it produces per plant per harvest.
Wow.
And when you go now to the supermarket,
Yeah.
they have each piece.
Yes. Yes.
Dragon fruit is the most expensive fruit in the world.
Oh.
So if you go and plant, if you go to the supermarket, you see they are selling them one fruit at 15,000 to 30,000 in the supermarkets in Kampala.
Wow.
So it is something that you also need to venture in. We have some few samples here that we are also trying out to show that it can also grow very well in northern. It's a cactus, so it grows even in the desert area.
Right.
So you don't need a lot of water. It doesn't need a lot of inputs that you need to provide.
Yeah.
But then it will be good for your pocket. It will also be good for your health, because there are so many health benefits. We will share with you the links so that people can also learn a little bit more.
Yes.
And use that as the basis for encouraging them to do more. We also have pomegranate, which we are trying here.
Yeah.
Somewhere there.
Yeah.
We have apricot. We also have peaches.
Wow. Oh, there's a lot actually.
What we're trying to do to show that it can be able to grow here. And all of them, we brought them the same time. Actually, if we go to the pomegranate, you'll see also some fruit already. So we have the dragon fruits. We have also some few oranges.
Yeah.
For some of you have been seeing oranges on there's also a variety that we can be able to bring.
Yes.
That brings more oranges. And you can be amazed at this height. Oh, it already have so many fruits.
Which variety is that?
It is now the name.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'll remember.
Yeah.
It is oh, no, it's gone.
Yeah.
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 But it is one of the varieties that it is this one, like the one that you bring from South Africa, the ones which are yellow in color.
Yeah.
And very fruity.
Yeah.
And very juicy.
Yeah.
Those ones can be
is
able
it
to grow.
The pixie orange type?
Yes, the pixie orange.
Yeah,
That's the one.
I
The
saw
pixie
that
orange.
somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So I have also some few that I brought here to try to see how it can work. Before that, I also have tangerines.
Oh,
Mangada.
yes,
Actually,
manga.
Mangada is just across there.
Yeah. Oh,
So we plant them
that
here.
used to be my favorite when I was growing up, and
Yes,
still I actually
yes,
love it.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we have also those.
Mm.
So we are trying to explore as much as possible various type of fruits
Yeah.
that we can grow also here in the north,
Yeah.
so that we can encourage many more people to adapt to that. Then we have a bigger market. We get more fruits. We get a bigger market. We can export, and also that will be good for us
Yes.
as individuals, but also as households in this part of the country.
Yeah.
Yes. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
This is so amazing, and I'm actually very happy being here today. I hope by watching this, you've learned how to grow apple and you've learned everything that you need to know. Let's grow apple because I know most of the apple fruit that we consume, that we buy from the supermarket, are not coming from here, not from Uganda. They are imported. So it's a right time for you who has been thinking of venturing into apple farming to start now. You can get the seedling. I'm going to share the contact number of Mr. George where you can just come if you're around Northern or if you're in Kampala, you pick. And I hope it has been an amazing one. My name is Charles Layoo, and of course, we are encouraging people to venture into farming. We are sharing practical farming guide to you. Thank you for watching. I am the Ugandan farmer, and I hope to see you in the next one.